Peace and blessings. How y'all doing? So this is Art and Hustle, Black Authors Matter, and I have with me Miss Ashley. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, life is perfect. So before we jump into this, I would love for you to do a few things for me. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Ashley, early childhood enthusiast and play advocate. That means I love all things early childhood and children and family fun. I am an author. I'm a teacher of over 25 years. I do lots of family events, and I have a children's puppet show.
Mm. So you also have a book. What is your, if you will, tell me what is the name of your book? Tell me what it's about and the inspiration behind it.
So I have a couple of books actually.
Ooh.
My two loves are nature, and then I also love puppetry arts. So the first book that I'd like to share is a children's book. As you can see on my dress, I have leaves. So this is like my signature thing. So with my nature book, it's called All of Me is Nature. I'll hold it up here. And this book was a book that I wrote to highlight. There we go. It's called All of Me is Nature, exploring my five senses outside. And so, since I love working in early childhood and I'm a big advocate for outdoor education, I really wanted to highlight more Black children, especially being outside, because there's a lot of disparities in terms of equity and access in terms of children showing all of us outside. So,
Yeah.
this book is written in poem form. And I'm highlighting children from all walks of life, playing outside in nature and exploring and how they can learn more about nature through their senses. So you'll see a lot of different photos in here, some of which I took. My son's on the cover right here, and just lots of fun stuff. So this is my first book. My second book is a holiday book that's actually the first of an upcoming series where we'll be sharing more stories, but this is with Nguzo babies. And this is part of my puppet show. So again, outdoor education, and then also puppets are my two loves. So this is called The Missing Candle. Well, it's called the Nguzo Baby Story, but it's about the missing candles. So if you celebrate Kwanzaa, you'll know that there are 7 candles for the holiday, for the holidays, because there's 7 days for Kwanzaa, and it's about the candle going missing and what that means, and the children have to scramble to go find it. So this is the book, but we have more stories with Nguzo Babies coming. I have a whole puppet show, but we'll be doing more language, more holiday stuff. And so, yeah, those are the 2 books I have.
I hate to be a spoiler, but which candle go miss?
Oh, it's the black candle. That's not a spoiler. It's whether or not they find it or not. But the black candle, that's for Umoja or unity. The black candle represents the people when we talk about red, black, and green for Pan Africanism. So learning about how we work together, how coming together in unity is really helpful. And this idea of these 7 friends, they have to work together and come together for this Kwanzaa event. So there's a lot of themes with it too.
Yeah, because it seems like the whole book is about unity. I'm glad I asked that question. It just came out the blue,
Hmm.
but I'm glad I asked that question because you said it's the black candle and it means unity, and
Hmm.
they have to come in unification in order to search for this candle. But not
Hmm.
only that, it's just what we need. I guess you can say in the moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, beyond that, the show isn't exclusively about Kwanzaa in particular, but we definitely talk about the principles of Kwanzaa. And that's something that you can apply every day. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Kwanzaa and its principles, there are 7 principles. The first one is unity, as I just mentioned, or you might say umoja. I'll say them in Swahili and in English, but umoja for unity, kujichagulia, which means doing your best. Ujima, which means working together. Ujima, helping our neighborhoods grow. Nia means purpose. Kuumba means creativity. And then the last one is Imani, which means having faith. So all of those themes and principles are things that extend way beyond the holiday. And I really tried to get families, not just children, to practice those principles in order to build better communities, have better relationships with our family members and friends, and a better relationship with ourselves. So I started with that story, and the characters, the 7 characters for the 7 principles are based off of that holiday, but it's really about expanding way beyond that, building upon that. How can we see each other in a better light and work on ourselves for better communities moving forward?
I got to admit, the second book is just amazing, but if you will, delve a little deeper into your first book. I know
Hmm.
you said you wanted to uh, share with young, I would say young black children, but young children how to explore more outside, how to get more into the outs, especially these days.
Yeah, well,
Mainly, oh,
they're
go
tied together because I started a program about 4 years ago. That was my other program called Play Pan African Kids, and it was mostly outdoors. We did have an indoor space, but we did a lot of outdoor education. So I've always really advocated for children learning outside, playing outside, because it's better just for their bodies. It's less overstimulating than these bright primary colors that we usually have in the classrooms. So that was really important to me to offer more of that. And I had my own program, which was great, but I think that I wanted to reach more children, and I love outdoor education. I love camping. I love all of those things. So that was really a passion of mine. So when I decided to do this book in particular, it was because I was aware of the fact that there aren't even a lot of images of Black children playing outside. When I first started with my program, I started my social media account just so that I could show I have a whole group of Black children playing in puddles, playing in the mud. And so that was really important to me. And so this book kind of came out of that, was that
okay.
I knew that I had something to share, and I knew that other children could be inspired, other parents could be inspired by bringing their kids outside, no matter where they are. If you have access to the sun and plants and grass, then you're outside.
And they need it. I guess most of us probably don't want our children to get dirty, but what do you do as a kid? You're supposed to. You would be keeping your child from being able to be an explorer. And exploration, I'm 42, so me being the age, our parents used to push us outside. Go look, you go outside. And I guess a lot of youth, they don't get outside as much. They're on the video games, they're doing many things, and they're not getting that other side that they may need, especially when you're young.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody needs outside time. I think a lot of us get to a point where we are older and then we say, hey, I need a breath of fresh air. I need to take these yoga classes. I need to go by a beach. I need all of that stuff is part of nature. Nature isn't something that's just for children, it's not just for grown-ups. It's really something that's part of us. We eat things that come from the ground. We breathe air that comes from outside in nature. So there is no separation. I think we've created these boundaries with ourselves where we feel like outside is something that is literally outside of us that we're not a part of, and that's not the case. So that's actually a theme of the book, is all these ways that you're experiencing nature, as far as how you taste it, how you see it, how you hear it, smell it, and feel it. You're part of it.
Mhm.
So it's all of me is nature. We are nature. So when we miss that, when we disconnect from it, when we unplug ourselves from that, even as adults, that um, that affects our children and it affects our livelihood. So I think there are surely parents that don't like their children getting messy. But to that, I say, mess is a part of life. That's how we learn. It doesn't, things have to get dirty in order to explore and really get to the bottom of things. So I think that's something that we have to unlearn for ourselves so that we can live lives that have higher quality with it.
It's meaningful.
Mhm.
So before we wrap this up, I would love to know, where can they get your books? Where can they buy your dolls? Where can they find you as a
Mhm.
person, as a beautiful being as you are?
Thank
And yeah, you're welcome. Hey, it's highly noted. Where can they get your information so they can reach back out to you and support you? I want y'all to please go support Miss Ashley. She's put a lot of work in, and it's not just for her and her children, but it's for you and yours. That
you.
everybody may be able to receive what she's given, because everybody has a God given talent and tool, and it's up to us to share that with each other. So then everybody can be fulfilled with the purpose that she's been given. So please go support her, and then the last thing I want from you is a word of wisdom.
Okay, so you can find All of Me is Nature literally pretty much everywhere: Barnes and Noble, Amazon, through our publishing company, which is Little Feminist Book Club for this one. Anywhere, just type in Olive Means Nature by Ashley Jefferson. It'll pop up right up. So that's where you can find that. For Ngoozle Babies, now this particular story I only released during the holiday season, but you can find our puppets. We have our Amma puppet and then our Quasi puppet on the way. Which goes right along with the storytelling. You can find us at ngoozlebabies.com. That's NGUZOBABIES.com. You can also find Ngoozle Babies on YouTube, where I do story times and I have other episodes and lots of fun music. So even though this particular book only comes out during the holiday season, you can find lots of other things with Ngoozle Babies on our website and then on all social media accounts.
Is it a reason why you just do it during the holiday season?
Yeah, because this book is pretty special. I like to just I don't always like to release everything all the time at once. So that comes out during that time of year just because it gives people something to look forward to if they haven't had it. There's other things that we sell. We have like curriculums and things that you can buy all year. But once it's Kwanzaa time, I want people to say, oh, I got to get the book. So I usually keep that reserved just for the holiday season. At some point, maybe when we release a different Kwanzaa book, maybe I'll have that one out all year, but I like to keep that as like a special treat that just comes around at a certain time of year.
So for all you authors, look, you see strategy. This is the look, strategic planning to its highest. And your word of wisdom?
So, I say go play. That's what whatever that means for you. I think that's something that's important. We need to play more, tap more in with our inner child, play with your children. If you don't have children, take some time to play on your own. And that can mean just do things that you love, find your purpose. I know a lot of people say that, but really find the things that you enjoy doing and spend time doing that. There's a lot going on in the world, and finding spaces of joy where it's uninterrupted and you can focus on how you can discover joy within yourself and then share that joy with other people. I really believe that comes with play. So take some time out to play.
Miss Ashley, I am honored to do your interview. I
Thank
thank
you
you
so
for
much.
taking the time to taking the moment to spend with me. I heard a guy say, tell me a story that, and at the end of the story, him and another guy parted ways, but before they parted, he said, thank you for the moment. So I am going to tell you, thank you for the moment.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this. I love that you're highlighting other authors because we work hard with our stuff. So it's nice to be recognized for the work that we're doing, but just also literacy in general. I want people to continue reading, if not with their children, for themselves too. So I appreciate you doing this.
Hey, it's a responsibility. And once I heard God tell me, I just realized that, hey, it's up to me to do the work. And once I started it, it seemed like authors just start falling out of the sky. So, hey, one thing I believe in doing, if you move towards it, the doors will open up for you. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm more than honored. And thank you. And thank y'all for joining us. This is Art and Hustle. Black Authors Matter. Remember that. Blessings.